Okay, in this video tutorial it's all about creating a background yourself. Now you may have seen my tutorial on getting a background from the internet, and if you had, you would know that the sorts of backgrounds that you have on or in a game would look something similar to this. Now let me just go and find out where I've got my background. Okay, so something like this one, where you have a sky, a floor, a few things in the background like clouds or trees or bushes, and then notice that it's a little bit like wallpaper, that this right hand side completely mirrors up with this left hand side. So you can draw that yourself, and it can be quite simple to do it. Now I'd definitely pick a program like Serif Draw Plus that you have available to you to do this, and simply start a new drawing. And what we're going to do here is we're going to get an A4 landscape, because that would be plenty close to the right size that we would like for the background here. Then what you do is you simply create a shape, and the shape for me will be my sky to begin with, and I'll draw out a nice rectangle the whole width of the page. Doesn't matter if you go a little bit over or a little bit under. And then I'm going to fill this in with a blue colour for the sky. Now when you're picking a sky colour, be careful not to make it too turquoise. Have it sort of light blue like that, because it looks a little bit better. Now what you can see on mine here, I've got a black outline. I really don't want that outline, so I'm going to click on the line colour here and make it transparent, and therefore I haven't got a black outline, it's just a solid block of blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy of this shape for the floor, because I want it to be exactly the same width. So I'm just going to literally go copy and then paste. What that's got is pasted another one on top, which basically means now that I can just drag this node down here to do the floor, and I'll just take that to the edge of the paper. And you can see that it's exactly the same width, exactly the same place. I'm just going to make my floor like a dark green fill. Oops, I've got my line on there. I'll make that back to transparent, bring the fill color back to the floor, the forefront there, and put that on. So there's my grass and my sky. Let me just have another quick look at that one I had here. Now you can see that on this one there's kind of like an underfloor section, so you might decide that you want to put that in. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to actually add in the floor in my room anyway. But let's see if we can create a few of these types of shapes here in the background. So what we're going to do with that is I'm just going to go back into Draw Plus, and I'm going to create some clouds. And my clouds, if I go into my shapes, are just going to be really simple. They're going to be a quick cloud. I'm going to fill them in white. I'm just going to draw them out here and something along those lines. Now like I said, you can add whatever you like into the background here. You can decide if you like to put in some sort of flower or bush, or even get some clip art or other images from the internet and add them into your background. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to keep mine really simple like this, so that when I export it, it easily tiles across the screen for me. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and then I'm going to highlight around all of my objects here. Then I need to take this image that I've drawn and export it. So I'm going to File, Export, Export as a picture. You can see that by reason I've selected it all is that I get an option here to export the entire page or export the selected objects, and I want to do the selected objects. And you can take a note of the size here. It's 1127 pixels wide by 795 high. So as long as my room is smaller than that size, this image won't become pixelated at all. I'm going to save it as a PNG. That's fine. It works quite well with graphics of this type. You may decide to save it as a JPEG. You may lose a little bit of quality here. You may not. It's up to you entirely. Both file types will be supported by GameMaker. I'm going to export it, and obviously I'm going to export it into my platform game folder, and I'm going to call this one My Background this time, and hit save. Okay, and it's the same as before. Into Game Maker, create a background, load it in, and of course because I've exported my background, I'll be able to see it there as an image file, and then open it up. And you see it's going to be quite big here, so the chances are when I add it now into my room that I'm going to create and go to backgrounds, if I didn't stretch this now, it would be taking up a huge amount of room, so I'm going to stretch it there. Okay. Now if you want to do it exactly, when you export that image, you should export it at 640 by 480, which would make it so that it fits into your room exactly, and then it would be easier when you come to tile it across when you have a slightly longer room. Okay, so that's my tutorial on creating your own backgrounds and adding them into your game. See if you can have a go at that. Thinking about sizes, thinking about making sure that you have the two rectangles that you use the same, or any number of rectangles the same width. Okay.